A man wakes up at 5:30 in the morning. He has no phone, no fridge, no kitchen. The walls around him are concrete. The door is steel. And in about 90 minutes, someone is going to slide a food tray through a slot. That tray is all he gets, unless he has figured out another way. This is USP Florence High, a federal penitentiary in the Colorado desert, holding some of the most dangerous men in the United States. This is not a story about crime. This is a story about what those men eat every single day, and what that food tells us about power, survival, and what it means to be human when everything has been taken from you. If you have never thought about what people eat in a place like this, you are about to. Subscribe and hit the bell. 3 times a day, inmates at USP Florence High walk to a place called the Chow Hall. It is loud, it is fast, and it is one of the most dangerous rooms in the building. Not because of the food, because of where you sit. Every table in that cafeteria belongs to somebody. Your gang, your race, your group. Sit at the wrong table as a new arrival, and you will know about it before your tray hits the surface. Nobody has to say a word. You already made a mistake. That is the first thing you learn about food inside USP Florence High. It is never just about eating. The Bureau of Prisons runs all federal prisons in America on what they call a national menu. It repeats on a 5-week cycle. That means every 5 weeks you eat the exact same meals in the exact same order, again, and again, and again. Breakfast: hot cereal or cold cereal, a small pastry, a juice drink. The only time you get milk, the only time is at breakfast. Lunch and dinner rotate through chicken patties, baked fish, hot dogs, burritos, chili, lasagna. Wednesday lunch is famous for one thing: a hamburger and fries. That menu has not changed in years, possibly decades. The men know it is coming. They plan around it. The BOP spends roughly $3 a day feeding each inmate. $3 for all 3 meals combined. The average American spends about $12 a day just on food for themselves. Inmates at USP Florence High can spend up to $360 a month at the prison commissary if someone on the outside sends them money. Not everyone has that. But here's the twist nobody talks about. Ramen is not just food in a federal prison. It is money. Since the Bureau of Prisons banned tobacco, the humble ramen packet became the unofficial currency of prison life. You need a favor, you pay in ramen. You owe a debt, you pay in ramen. You want something, need something, fear someone. The transaction happens in ramen packets, quietly, without a word. 1 packet costs about 50 cents at the commissary. But the real value is in what it can buy you, and that is something a dollar sign cannot capture. The commissary also stocks tuna, mackerel, summer sausage, peanut butter, chips, beef jerky, and processed cheese. A man with a full commissary account and the right connections eats better than a man with nothing, even if they share the exact same cell block. That gap between the man with commissary money and the man without is one of the sharpest dividing lines in the entire facility. There are no stoves in the cells, no microwaves, no hot plates. Open flames are forbidden. Inmates in high-security federal prisons have almost no legal way to heat food in their own space. Almost. Inside, men build what is called a stinger, a homemade heating coil, assembled from whatever materials can be found. A bucket, a thin wire, a bare electrical connection. It is illegal. It is confiscated on site, and it is rebuilt the next day. Drop it in a bucket of water. In minutes, that water is boiling, and with boiling water, a man can cook. What comes next is called the spread, or chi-chi, or swole. The name changes depending on who you ask and where they came from, but the idea is always the same. Everyone brings something. Ramen is the base, then tuna or mackerel or summer sausage, hot sauce, processed cheese, crushed chips for texture, seasoning packets, beef jerky torn into pieces, all of it mixed together in a bag, sealed tight, pressed, and heated. A documented recipe from inside a federal facility listed 30 ingredients. salmon, mackerel, chicken breast, turkey log, green peppers, banana peppers, onion, broccoli, 2 types of ramen, multiple cheeses, dill pickles. 30 ingredients, assembled in a cell, with no stove, no kitchen, and no freedom. That is not just cooking. That is resistance. The spread is eaten together. It is a communal act. Around holidays especially, when the chow hall serves something meant to feel festive, but does not, men pool their commissary together and make their own meal. That meal means something. It says, "You did not take this from us." The ramen economy, the spread, the seating politics. Which part surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments below. Someone has to cook the food. That someone is also an inmate. Kitchen assignments are among the most wanted jobs in any federal penitentiary. Not because of the pay, which is a few cents per hour, because of access. A kitchen worker handles real ingredients. Fresh onions, peppers, actual cuts of meat before they get processed into something unrecognizable. And what a kitchen worker can quietly move out of that kitchen becomes a form of power. There is an informal economy running parallel to everything official. Some men buy raw ingredients from kitchen workers and run their own food business, making burritos in their cells and selling them to other inmates for $1 each. $30 in commissary supplies can turn into $150 in ramen packets. The Bureau of Prisons knows this happens. They crack down on it regularly. Contraband is confiscated. Stingers are seized. Kitchen workers are watched. And the next day, it starts again. A 2020 study by Impact Justice found that 94% of incarcerated people in America said they did not get enough food to feel full. 62% said they rarely or never had access to fresh vegetables. So what fills the gap? Ramen, summer sausage, processed cheese. Foods engineered to be cheap, filling, and dangerously high in sodium. High blood pressure is rampant inside American federal prisons. So is diabetes. So is heart disease. Some of it enters with the men. But the food, both the insufficient official meals and the survival diet that replaces them, makes it worse. The staff cafeteria at the same facility serves different food. Better food. This is not a secret. The men know. They see it. They think about it. For inmates in the special housing unit, solitary confinement, or disciplinary isolation, the chow hall does not exist. There is no table, no tray to carry, no choice of where to sit. A guard brings your food to the door. The slot opens. The tray slides in. The slot closes. You eat alone. In a room the size of a parking space. And when you are done, the tray goes back through the slot. USP Florence High sits on the same campus as a DX Florence, the most restrictive prison in the United States. Some men at Florence High are stepping down from a DX, spending up to 22 hours a day in their cells before they qualify for general population. For those men, the spread does not exist yet. The chow hall table does not exist. The ramen economy is far away. There is only the slot, and what comes through it. $3 a day, a 5-week rotating menu, a homemade heating coil hidden in a bucket, a 30-ingredient spread made in a concrete cell with no stove. None of this is about fine dining. None of this is even about taste. Food inside USP Florence High is about power. It is about who controls what you eat, when you eat, and who you eat next to. It is about the gap between what the institution provides and what human beings actually need. And it is about the quiet, persistent, deeply human refusal to let that gap be the only story. That is the full story. If this made you think differently about something you take for granted every day, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe for the next one.